is Scott Tafoya, by the way. I'm one of the tribal liaisons with our program at UNM under the Rainforest Innovations Program. Our program is called the Tribal Entrepreneurship Enhancement Program. And so I'm glad to be here with Cecilia, our program manager, in the background doing our technical stuff. and with us here today is Tarynce Hise.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. You're welcome. He's the founder.
It's an honor.
You're welcome. He's the founder of the Aspen Song Kids, and we have some of their artwork and products displayed here with us today. And before we get started, I just want to share just a little bit about why we're doing this this interview, and let you know that you'll be able to reach out to us at UNM. Or to Tarynce or to myself. When you find our podcast on YouTube or Spotify, there'll be some contact information there for you, and so you feel free to reach out to us through that information. And the reason we're doing this, these are called success stories, we post them on our podcast. And the reason that we're doing these is for several reasons. One of them is just to provide encouragement to entrepreneurs. Our program is all about entrepreneurs and indigenous entrepreneurs, and trying to provide them support and resources for their work. We have a great history of Native American entrepreneurs, but we also want to see other kinds of entrepreneurs that will benefit our communities, and so we want to provide encouragement to those entrepreneurs, and there are a number of them that we have met, of course, through the years that we've been doing this, about a year and a half now that we've been doing this, but of course they've been at their task for a lot longer than that. So we also want to provide some exposure for our entrepreneurs and lift them up as examples of how you can be successful as an entrepreneur as well. We want to help you do some dreaming about your own entrepreneurial dreams. Think about those a little bit, maybe think into those and do some problem solving. We have a whole library of these recordings that you can check out and listen to some of these other entrepreneurs and think about your own journey and how you might make some adjustments, or how you might want to make certain steps forward in your journey as an entrepreneur. There's resources that we want to make available to you as well. And so we're just glad to be here, glad to feature Tarynce and the Aspen Song Kids that are sitting around us. And so we'll dive in and just get started here. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Tarynce, and what brought you to this point in your life as an entrepreneur with the Aspen Song Kids.
My name is Tarynce Hise. I'm from Taos Pueblo, New Mexico. I'm the director of the Aspen Song Kids Youth Art Collective, and the reason why I started this program is so that way I could encourage my kids and of course their peers and youth in our community, even the younger generation, to be successful in their own community, and try to help them and give them the resources that they need to be successful within their own community. So help them with resources like on how to start up an LLC, or how to create a business bank account, or even just get a food handler's card and start somewhere, making cookies or brownies or even fry bread or different things that you could sell within the community at this our tourism location here in Taos Pueblo, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Mm-hmm. Great. So did you always plan on being an entrepreneur? Pretty
much, yeah. I was, by the time I was in my mom's tummy, I knew I was gonna be an entrepreneur. I was already thinking of business plans before I was born. So,
okay.
I already had it all planned out.
Okay.
I was just waiting until I was born to start.
So and some folks are sort of made that way. We're sort of chomping at the bit.
Yeah, because when I was in my mom's tummy, I could hear what they were doing. I could hear them making pottery. I could hear, my grandma was sitting next to my mom while she's making pottery, and my mom sitting inside the village house while she's pregnant with me. So I could hear what they were doing.
Yeah, sure.
Even though I wasn't out of the tummy yet, I was like still, experiencing and just listening and just kind of taking notes.
Right, right.
So by the time I was born, I was already ready to start.
Right. Well, when did you start the Aspen Song Kids, actually?
The Aspen Song, it started now in 2022, I believe. So yeah, it's been about 2 years now. So, we started it right after COVID, and then the village was able to open up because the village was closed for a while. So then once the village was opened up, we wanted to hit the ground running. And of course, we're living here in the village, and I wanted to, show the kids more positive things to do, instead of just running around and getting into trouble like how, it used to be a long time ago when we were kids with no guidance. But now the kids have guidance, and they have lots of great mentors here in the Pueblo that want to see them do good things. So he said, let's teach the kids how to be engaged and be interactive with people. So I would kind of walk away for a while and let them watch the table, and I would let them hear me talk first and say, okay guys, when people come to the village, greet them, tell them hello, welcome, thank you for coming, and then show them your guys' artwork, tell them your stories, tell them about your grandparents and about how you guys were first introduced to artwork and stuff like that. And then so I kind of guided them and coached them in a way to be more open instead of shy. So
Right.
we're still working on it every day. It's a work in progress. But when the village first opened, it was so exciting because there was so much people coming that haven't been here to the Pueblo for sometimes 50 years. We hear people say.
Oh, sure.
So when the village first opened, we were excited to see all those new faces and to meet new people and to also tell our story. And then because like I said, we wanted to preserve it. They're getting older, and times are changing, so we wanted to be able to preserve it. And so we started off by, the kids would spend the summer at the river right there at the creek getting little flat round rocks, and they would paint like positive messages on them or nice little images on them, and they called them spirit rocks. And then they were selling those for a while. They were getting real popular. They had a huge bucket full of rocks and then they were by the time it was the bucket was empty, they wanted to go get more rocks, but then they found a piece of wood. I said, how come you guys, so it just seemed like the wood just dropped out of nowhere. And then one of the kids drew a nice image of a Pueblo on it, and then it sold. And I think you guys have something here. You guys could use repurposed wood to create art. So it's almost like the piece of wood was just left there, or somebody maybe dropped the wood when they were carrying wood in to go build their fire. But anyway, that piece of wood, even though it was just a regular piece of wood, we used it to create art with it.
Uh-huh.
And ever since, so you can see our artwork is all done on repurposed wood, stuff that could have been burned or thrown away or trashed. So the kids are able to create beautiful art with repurposed wood, sustainable art. So our homes are fully sustainable, and so is our artwork.
Great. And you actually do all this right here
Yes.
after school? Is
After
that right?
school, yeah. This is the art lab. So kids will come down and from the day school, and we have a bunch of people donate art supplies like paintbrushes or canvases, and we actually harvest the wood. So we have to go harvest the pieces of wood. And then the kids will come after school, and we sit here. We have Tiwa discussions with some of the elders that come. So we'll learn the language. So the main purpose of this program is to preserve language, culture, heritage, and tradition. And we do that through our art. So occasionally we'll have elders come, and we have Tiwa discussions with the kids, and we teach them how to identify different plants and different stuff like that in our language, Tiwa.
Right. And that's a good way for me to share an example of how we try to help some of these entrepreneurs through our program. Sometimes just this last week I ran across a grant that is focused on helping preserve our languages. And because that's what you're doing, I referred you to that grant. And so hopefully you'll be able to...
I'm in the process of filling it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I might need a little bit of guidance on that one.
Right.
So
Right. Good deal.
if I could get a little bit of help with that, that would I would appreciate it.
We can do that, and like I said, also I've run across a grant writer recently. That I think I might have referred her to you, but if not, I can do that. But those are the same kind of things that we do for our entrepreneurs as we make contact with them. I just met you in the last year or so, and so that this is really sort of neat. Tell us about some of the other things that the Aspen Song Kids are doing. I know they've got this book that's been published, and it's making waves, and you're touring libraries. Talk a little bit about some of those things.
So other than the book that we're doing, the kids are also involved in, they created their spray. I'll grab it for you.
Yeah, grab both of those.
So I'll start with the book. The book is it's a storybook by the Aspen Song Kids. It was published in 2023, and it tells stories of the daily way of life here. So for example, this one's called The Bonfire, and this is what happens during Christmas Eve, during our bonfires.
And these are all written and illustrated by the kids,
By the
right?
Aspen Song Kids, yes. Book written and illustrated by the Aspen Song Kids. So it's an amazing book, you guys. If you guys want to visit our website, aspensongkids.org, or you can find it on Amazon, Sacred Spiral. So this is another project that the kids are doing. We're visiting different libraries within the United States our whole year. We'll be visiting on the West Coast in July. We'll be visiting the Nez Perce Library, the Yakima Library, the Paiute tribe, and we'll also be visiting California. And then we'll stop in Arizona at the Navajo Museum in Window Rock, Arizona, and then we'll make our way back to Taos.
Right.
And so the kids also are,
And before you go on to
Yeah.
the other product, this was just also recently nominated for a Pulitzer Prize,
for
right?
a Pulitzer Prize, and the book is in the Library of Congress also. They're the first kids from Taos Pueblo to get the book in the Library of Congress. We're working on getting it onto the International Space Station, so hopefully we can get our book up there to the astronauts to read. That was one of the main goals.
I love it. That'll make the news probably.
And so this, we got to give the astronauts something to read. You know what I mean? They might miss home up there in outer space. You know what I mean? So
They could see Taos from up there.
yeah, they could see Taos. They could see one of our bonfires.
There you go.
So this is the next product that they're doing. This is an energy mist. The kids are distilling sage and cedar in copper, and it's called a hydrosol. So this is to help with grieving, and it also helps with getting rid of bad spirits, bad vibes, and bad energy. So our ancestors would use sage and cedar for healing during the time of memorial, and this is their medicine. They would harvest it respectfully, and then create the medicines for maybe toothaches, headaches, abdominal pain. So this is an energy mist that the kids invented themselves, and we have it here at the Pueblo. You guys could find it on our website, aspensongkids.org. And the kids are involved in other programs like a diabetes walking program, of course the grieving counseling, and of course they do personalized tours here at Taos Pueblo.
Right.
So,
Great.
so people can contact us and say, hey, we want the Aspen Song Kids to give us a little tour.
Before they wander off, we need to introduce some of these kids.
You guys come over here. Come get on the camera. Go ahead, sit down. Who goes first? Covered with snow.
In true Taos tradition. Tell us your name.
Royce.
Royce?
Yeah.
Okay. And you did one of these pieces of artwork up here, didn't you?
Wait, no.
Okay, great. And I heard you say earlier that you enjoy painting.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And how old are you?
11.
11 years old.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
this
cool,
is
cool.
no, it's a
We're
big
glad you
one.
could be here with us and that you're doing this kind of stuff with your dad. Okay? All right, who's next up here? Tell us your name.
Hello, I'm Ko. I'm 8 years old.
Okay.
And I'm from Taos Pueblo, New Mexico.
Uh-huh. Okay, okay. And can you speak your language yet?
Kind
Kind of? But do you have an Indian name that you want to share? What's your Indian name?
of. Kentucky,
Okay, and what does it mean?
Mountain Hawk.
Mountain Hawk. Okay, cool, cool. And have you've done one of these pieces of artwork too? Or maybe more than one? And did you draw something in the book too, huh? Cool, cool. Well, great, great. And your big brother's over here too. Let me get him in. Introduce him. And I think you have a little sister around here too, don't you? There she is.
The CEO.
Hi, what's your name?
Devin.
Devin?
Yeah.
And how old are you?
13.
13.
Yeah.
Big 13. Now he's going to get too grown up for this kind of art. You're going to have to graduate and do something else, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Great.
Devin, he's already he's a photographer.
That's right.
nice.
That's right. I
Wow.
forgot about that. He's a photographer, and he's been published in a magazine, right?
That's awesome.
And so, what
Congratulations.
magazine is that?
It was
Or article?
it was Abicu.
Abicu.
Yeah, Abicu. It's like
Wow.
Abicu Times or something.
Okay.
They were
okay.
doing a story on the Chama River,
Right.
and then his painting, he had another painting that was sold. It's called Through the Lens of Children of Taos Pueblo. They're doing an art exhibit at one of the museums in town.
Right. Okay. Great.
So yeah, he took photos and they've already been sold.
Yeah, I've seen the article. It
Yeah.
was quite impressive. So that's great.
That's
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Good job,
Good
baby.
deal. Good deal. And this is your little sister.
She's the CEO.
She's the CEO. Is that the child entrepreneur officer?
The CEO of the LLC.
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name is Ember Rose.
Amber Rose. What a beautiful name, huh? And how old are you?
7.
7. All right. And you've done some of this artwork too?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Can you show us one of your pictures? Which one did you do? Pick it up and bring it over here so we can show it on the camera. She can't pick one. She's done so many she can't even choose which one to pick.
I like
There's
that
a
one.
beautiful one. Oh, cool.
That one's glow in the dark.
Oh, this is
Whoa,
glow
I
in the
love
dark,
that.
right? Okay.
So it'll transform.
right.
That's why they're working with Meow Wolf, because a lot
Yeah,
of
I was just going to mention, and you need to come over here so that you can be heard better and seen
That
a
would
little bit
be
better as
cool,
you're
glow in the
explaining
dark.
some of this kind of stuff. But you're doing something now with Meow Wolf,
yes,
or you're about to?
we're about to do something special with Meow Wolf, you guys. So I hope you guys are ready for that. All of their paintings are immersive artwork, so basically it'll turn into like a miniature wooden TV screen. So once you hit it with the LED lights and the black lights, it's going to transform.
Okay.
And that's part of what we like to do with our artwork. We like it to transform. We don't like it to be just the regular type of artwork that everyone else is doing. This stuff is going to be different. It's going to stand out. It's going to be a lot more unique. It's made by little kids from Taos Pueblo.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that's great, Amber. Appreciate that. That's good. Good. All right. Trying to think what else I could ask you. What are some of the challenges that you faced as an entrepreneur and maybe overcome?
The challenges would probably be,
And I should say as a native entrepreneur in particular.
the challenges would probably be well, let's just say you have to be patient. Because a lot of this stuff doesn't just happen overnight. So some people can't deal with the patience part. You know, they want everything to happen right when they want it to happen. That unfortunately doesn't happen all the time or at all. So you have to be patient. So, you know, especially with kids too, you know, you have to have lots of patience. And it took us, you know, months and months before we even got an email back or a phone call back from anybody that was even interested or even wanted to be involved. The first email we got back, thankfully, was from our publisher, which is Rebecca Lenzini from Nighthawk Press. And she was ready to hit the ground running with this also. She was super excited. She was ready to go. She was ready to start right when we were ready to start, which was amazing. And then, now our emails are full. You know, every day we're getting 5 to 10 different emails, invites to come to schools, to come to different libraries,
Wow.
to, you know, come visit different communities, different pueblos. So yeah, patience is the number one thing. Patience is the number one thing.
Okay. What else? Any other challenges or problems that you've run into that you've overcome?
Challenges, I'd say it's mostly just about resources And of course, there's lots of paperwork, especially when you want to be a legit company, LLC. You have to go through all the paperwork and make sure that it's all your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. You want to be able to get all your paperwork together and be able to do this legitly and professionally.
And you've recently got your LLC, is that right?
Yes.
As well as established a nonprofit, right?
Yes. Well, we're working on the nonprofit.
Okay.
The nonprofit's going to be more focused on preserving the culture. So we're going to involve teaching them about powwow songs and dancing. So it'll be like a nonprofit that's going to help with teaching the kids about the songs and the dance and creating regalia. So it'll be like a powwow school.
Okay.
The Aspen Song Kids powwow school, so that way we can travel and also be able to do these events and go into little communities, rural communities, and be able to share our culture and our history with people that are willing to learn.
Right. So what's your big vision for Aspen Song Kids?
Our big vision for Aspen Song Kids would be so that way they could be able to inspire other cultures and communities and other pueblos and other tribes to create programs like this to help their youth become successful. And one thing about being here from Taos Pueblo, there's like you were talking about challenges. We're blessed to be able to be right here where we are, and I don't have to drive anywhere really. I could literally just walk here from my house, which is what me and the kids do. We walk here, and we're able to set up. So that's one good thing about being from here. The challenges aren't that hard here, except for when it's really slow. So one of the biggest challenges too is the slow season. Even if it's slow, like today, we've had 2 customers, but guess what? This is our job to be here because no one else will do it.
Right. And I like what you said about your vision to help our people be more successful and to enjoy some different kinds of success possibly in their lives. I know we have a lot of successful people within our native indigenous people, but we need to encourage and cultivate more and more of that.
Yep. So that's one good thing about living so close to work. We don't really have to get in our vehicle and drive to work. We can wake up and come straight here and get to work.
Absolutely.
And then when we're done, we clean up, and then we load up, and then we go home, and then start creating more artwork, and then get ready for the next day.
Right. And
so that's convenient. That's convenient for us to be here, to be able to be successful in our own home, in our own neighborhood, in our own community. And that's one thing that I want for the kids too.
And I'm sure you'd like to see more and more support, both from the local communities and from the broader communities within our state and our nation, to help make that possible. I know every community's different. Like Taos, there's no electricity and no utilities, I suppose, here in the Pueblo, and so to be able to make some of those strides to make it possible for you guys to be a little bit more successful is something that you look forward to as well.
See, all those things that you mentioned, those could discourage somebody. They could say, oh, there's no electricity, how am I going to be successful? Or there's no water, there's no restroom, how am I going to be successful? Well, in all reality, you don't necessarily need those things to be successful. As long as you have a good positive outlook on stuff, then you can do all those things. You can accomplish all those things without any of that stuff. We got our water there that's going to provide drinking water for us. We got the sunlight here, which provides light for us. And then, of course, we got the people. The world comes here to us. So, we just have to be here and ready for them. And, of course, in the future, like I said, these kids can now go into anything they want, from doing pottery. They can make jewelry, they can weave baskets, they can be photographers, they can continue to be authors, and they can just expand from there. So now that they have to just expand from where they're at.
Right.
Yeah.
It gives them a great launching pad, doesn't it? And
They got a good head start.
it helps that they're up in Taos because they're higher up too.
That's true. Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for being with us
Thank you
this
for having
morning,
us.
and
Thank you for
beautiful
coming.
day. We were afraid we were going to be doing this in the snow, but it's been really pretty nice.
Yes, it's a
And
beautiful
so-
day. We're blessed to be able to have this beautiful weather today.
So
And you know, we did need the snow. We need the
need
moisture,
moisture, yeah.
but like I said, it's a beautiful day. You guys came on an amazing day, and thanks for coming. And I look
Yes.
forward to having you guys come back this summer.
absolutely.
We
Definitely.
do a follow up.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure.
We want to keep
Sounds good.
on lifting you guys up.
Thank you, thank you.
All right.
Appreciate that, you guys.
All right. Thank you for watching us.
Bye, guys.